You are now listening to the Electric Dreamz Podcast.
Oh, I know that you'll be fine.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Electric Dreamz Podcast. My guest this week has a new track. He's worked with one of my homies, Victor. He was like, "Hey, man, you should hit up Dave. He's a really talented guy, good-hearted person, and you just need to check him out and get him on the podcast." So we were talking back and forth of seeing how to approach this podcast. But man, honestly, from this kid, I learned so much about him, just in a personal aspect. It's probably one of the podcasts I really got to know somebody that I've never met before at all. So it was really, really good to talk to somebody that I can even relate to, and that's what in this podcast you're gonna see. That you're gonna see, what he's been through to where he's at right now. So it's amazing, and it was such a great interview, and hopefully you guys like it. So this is Upside Down. All right, guys, welcome to the Electric Dreamz Podcast. I got a special guest, Dave. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Dude, so just coming off of a big-ass fucking release with BKZ, something new, right?
Yeah, we had been keeping that one in the vault for 3, 4, 5 months even.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first songs that me and him decided to work on after I made a short minute-long beat and just sent it to him like, "Hey, man, what you think about this?" And he was like, "Yo, dude, that has hella potential. Like, send it to me ASAP." And that's where something new came out of, man.
It's crazy how collabs start. It always starts with something little, something like a loop or like a 2-minute loop, and then you just kind of go back and forth. Was it easy to would you consider being easy to collaborate with people through online, or actually would you rather be with people in the studio?
It's different, with Victor, I've never met him in person actually up until maybe either I fly out maybe in a couple years, or he comes back to Nicaragua at some point. But I usually just saw him roaming around school years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And up until I started making music, our mutual friend linked us up, and we just started talking about life and shit. And up until the collaboration started, we've been making some shit together. But I would rather have somebody present, because the communication, my hand gestures are really big in my communication process. I move a lot, so I'd rather have him experience that side of the in-person side of what I gotta say, my nuances and shit that could bring a little more organicness to what we make in a way.
No, for sure. I mean, because it's you can feel or hear body language, if that makes sense. You can hear if a singer's not comfortable in the studio, or you even see even producers that just they're vibing off the beat, and they're just they're grooving to it, and they're just vibing.
Exactly.
It's like a party mode.
Some video online not too long ago that not many people consider how a beat's supposed to just move you. If you're just hearing a group and just start head bopping, you want that to be transmitted to people. So if say me and Victor are in a studio together, and me and him have the same little head bop going on, we know we're onto something immediately. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that through the internet, it's kind of tough, but if it's there, it's there. Both people know it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think one day you guys will join in the studio, and then you guys will create, crazy shit. I feel what I mean? It's nice to go in the studio with somebody that you guys vibe with. He can read you and you can read him.
Exactly. It's kind of if you guys are friends, everything's just it's just hanging out with your buddies, and instead of gaming or going on a play date, being 7 years old, y'all are just 20 something, and you're making music. It's the same concept, in my opinion.
So in your school, was there any music arts or anything like that? Because it sounds there was a bunch of people back home that they create music. They're very creative people.
I mean, yeah, like band was super huge in our school. Like just the Christmas plays and the Thanksgiving plays and all that. They were pretty big. So it was like the class was something you had to take. It wasn't like you had to choose which like elective in a way you had to take.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty much okay. I have these amount of trumpets. You guys just play around with them this class, and tomorrow you guys move on to the next instrument. So it was pretty much a process of picking and choosing which people felt more comfortable with what instrument,
Mm-hmm.
and from there, the plays just got like substantially bigger as I grew up. And I mean, I quit the plays hella times. Not gonna lie, but yeah, dude, it was the music in school was it was pretty respected in a way. Like it wasn't like no, like not the music, just the sports. No, like a lot of people were pretty big and into the music, the talent shows, the very few that they made, but there were a lot of like instrumental people and shit.
That's cool. I mean, it sounds like it was praised in a higher standard. It wasn't just like your regular PE class or anything like that. It was kind of like, if we're gonna do it, it's gonna be in formal way.
Yeah, it wasn't like, nah, this is just a class for you to take to just for your credits. And like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, like you had to actually put in the work to like learn at least like the Adams Family theme song. That was like I remember that was one of the many assignments we had to remember to do in the practice for like trumpets. In my case, that I dived into trumpets for some odd reason. I don't know, just a phase in life.
Yeah. And what
But
is
yeah,
so what made you so interested about trumpets? Was it just like the whole, like, you know how, when, I don't know who was like a famous I think Louis Armstrong, right?
yeah, he's the one that's the only one I know like by heart. If you ask me something else, I'm way out of the loop. I'm so out of
Mm-hmm.
touch.
With the whole music. Yeah, dude. I was actually watching. I don't know if you're a big Frank Sinatra fan. I finally watched one of his documentaries, and they were talking about him and Louis Armstrong. They would work together back in the day.
One of my best friends is actually like the biggest Frank Sinatra head. I cannot even like he's like a 6'3" dude,
Uh huh.
big as shit, bald as fuck, and he's like really into oldies and shit. It's hilarious to me. But the one that like educates me in that sense. But like going back to the whole what got me into trumpets, it was like the drums were taken. I kind of jumped a little too late into the drums. They were already taken, and the dude was actually killing it. So I was like, man, fuck it, I'll just try the trumpet. And I did good for about like 2 months, and then I gave up immediately. I couldn't.
You're just like,
It
fuck
was too
this.
much for me. It was too much for me.
And it's crazy because now these days, like, kids don't even need to do that. They could just, like, like us, they could just grab a laptop and just make their own shit. They don't even
Yeah,
need
keyboard
to.
warriors till the death.
Ah, it's fucking nuts, bro. But like, what was I gonna say? We were talking before about like being consistent, because like I've noticed that you're very consistent about releases. VKZs are really consistent about releasing music. What keeps you? What helps you being consistent in a way?
To me, it's pretty much like looking at Victor or our other mutual friend Gus. Like, I mean, to me, I mean, they're the big homies. Like I'm the youngest one out of the group thus far, and just looking at them and how they just release music without because they want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I just look at that and I think about why don't I do that? Like, what's stopping me from just saying, fuck it, I want to release the music I'm making, whether it's poorly mixed or there's something off about the final mix, and I just end up like, whatever it may be, it's just the need to put myself out there and know that if I made a mistake, it's there. That's my mistake, whether it's whatever the fuck it may be, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
just
you.
listen to it back over and be like, okay, you fucked it up there, make another song, shoot for the stars with this one. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about like the my next release is going to be better than my previous, and that's a fact. I have to make it that. That's my driving force in a way as of late.
No, you mean that's a good mindset to have. You mean that you're gonna perform better and better. And that's the one thing that pushes yourself, man. Like I love that. I love that you are not scared to release shit, because a lot of people, that's what, it's so sad. I don't know if you have a producer homie that I have one guy that he's got some heaters and stuff, but he's just he's too perfectionist. So to the point that it hurts him even worse. So like he won't release it, and it sounds, they sound fine. They sound, clean, nothing too like harsh or anything like that, but he's afraid that it's not met to the professional standard. But I don't think anybody knows what's a professional standard in a way.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I mean, what the fuck even is a professional standard nowadays? You know what I'm saying? Anybody
Yeah.
can just like, pull up in a computer, you learn how to do it, and that's your standard. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you, pretty much. I mean, to me, it comes down to your taste more than anything. If you like a fat bass rather than a small little bass and like really huge chords, I mean, that's up to you, dude. It doesn't mean that that's what you're gonna do for the rest of your life. It's just what you're on right now. You know?
How do you stay true to yourself when it comes to music?
If I can find myself hearing it every day, like, and I'm just like really hype about it, like, hey man, I made this shit, you know? If I can find myself doing that constantly, I know I'm good. Like whatever the fuck I make, whether it's a house track, whether it's a beat, whether I make a beat for a friend of mine that was trying to sing, or whatever it may be, if I can find myself listening to it and like, hey man, I'm proud of this shit. I know I'm sticking to myself like that way.
No, yeah, I respect that, man, because it's like you don't give a fuck whether it has to be a hot 40 or top 40 or whatever. It's whatever you like. And you know what I mean? I feel like that's when you can create stuff even better, when you're not trying to meet a certain standard. You're just kind of like, dude, whatever pushes me and what makes me happy is the shit that I want to live for. Now, and sadly, but a lot of musicians and producers don't even like, they can't get to that content feeling.
Yeah, it's not even like being content, because like it's like, okay, like, you know in a super contradictory way, however you pronounce that word,
Hmm.
like you get content with what you are right now, but you're never afraid to like find new places to be content. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like you say you're in a house vibe for a long time, and then you're like, I kind of want to get out of that, and you don't stop yourself from making something out of the house genre because, oh no, this is what I'm making, it's sounding good, I'm scared of going out of it. Like, nah, man. If you want to make a house song, then you make, I don't know, salsa, cumbia, lo que sea.
Yeah.
Like, make it, man. If that's what's calling you, if it comes from like your stomach and it's like your gut feeling, who's to say no besides you? You know what I'm saying? Like, all
Yeah.
you do is make it, release it, and that's it, man. Like, you can't control what people like. It's up to you to like what you make.
Does like, how do you let me ask, like, how do you block when people are just like, because we all been there when we first start out, you start releasing some trash ass tracks and you're just like, man, like it's in your ear, it sounds like it sounds fantastic, but then when you release it, all these people trash it. What keeps you grounded from all that hate?
Like, I'm the most self-deprecating human being. Like, I'll literally like tell myself like, man, that's absolutely ass. Like, what are you doing? Why did you release that? I'm the
Hmm.
first one to say like, what the fuck? Like, you're not okay right now, dude. Like, no, take that down. Take that down right now. There's no fucking way. That's just gonna stick. Like, there's no way. And like the first time it happened to me was when I tried to like sing or rap or something. I don't know. I was on my Bryson Tiller shit for
Oh, okay.
some reason. And like it was about like per 30s. I was just like on that, like, okay, pills. Okay, that's something rappers talk about. Fuck it. Let me make a song about pills. I released it, and then like for the first week I was like, hell yeah, this bops. And then I was like, man, what the fuck was I thinking, dude? Like, nah, man. I'm the first one to like call myself out whenever shit is like absolutely ass. Like, not even,
You got
nah,
it, man.
my first line of defense. Like, hell no.
But it is funny when you hear some people that are just like, they listen to themselves, and it's like, come on, bro, that's trash. Why you playing? Why you playing it off? Come on, let's be real.
Yeah,
But
like
you know what I mean?
especially like when somebody's like super honest to you and you care about their opinion, like, nah, dude. what you're making right now, no. And then like they start roasting you, and like it's up to you how you take that, you know?
For
If you
sure.
if you go about it like, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe you're a little bit right there. Like you put your ego to the side and it's like, man, he's probably right now. I'll, I'll just get better next time. That's a big ass like 2 steps back, 1 step forward contradiction, like not the 2 step forward, 1 step back type of thing.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
But
just well, it depends, man. If you have a group of homies that you trust, like that's why I love like getting on producers in and just like you sending them out your beats and stuff, and then you see what they feel. They some people might not vibe off of it, some others do, and what I mean, who knows, dude? I know. You mean you can even talk to Victor about it. There was this one beat I did not like, and he released it and it did so well. So it's like, who the fucking how do I know? You know what I mean? So it's like even, it's some of those times you have to take a risk. You might have to just be like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like the whole Bryson Tiller thing that you did. You were like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to do it that route. You never know. You never know. There might be another route that you can go with it.
I would have been like, yeah, totally meant to make it like that, dude. Totally. But if
Yeah.
it was super ass after like actually like sitting down and listening to it, if it would have hit, I would have been like, totally on purpose, 100% on purpose, dude.
Hmm.
Like,
How
there's no other way about it.
are you staying focused lately when it comes to like getting shit done? Because the whole COVID stuff and just everything going around the world.
Like focus to me, it's pretty much like I don't I don't try to like force myself to do anything. I just like if I'm not feeling the vibes or whatever, I'll make something new, but I'll go back to like my first beats that I made, something I made 2 days ago, something I made a week ago, anything like that. But I don't stop myself from like opening up Logic, for example, and like having something in front of me that I can look at that I made. Like, okay, you made this, run through it, listen to it. You like something, change a little something, switch up the mix a little bit. Just and if it's not working, just save and quit. Fuck it, come back later. Come back in a couple hours.
So you never put your stress yourself. You never like, I really need to get this done. You know what I mean? You don't like, if it doesn't feel natural, you just kind of push it off.
Exactly. If it doesn't come from like from my need to do it, I'm not gonna do anything. If it comes like whether it's like music or anything in my life, if it isn't like something that's yearning in my fucking stomach to like, okay, now I want to do it. Nah, there's no way in hell I'm gonna get myself to do it because I know it's gonna be done with like my poorest attitude. I'm gonna not care about the outcome. I'm gonna just make it and be like, yeah, fuck it. There you go. And not even like put my entire like self into it because that's really big to me. If it's not you, just stop, man.
Then what's the point? Yeah, exactly. I mean, because then people won't see who is the upside down. You know what I mean? Like that's the big question. What's the the big picture of that? And then in a way, like for instance, if someone like let's say I ask you, it's like, what does the upside down mean to you?
To
The whole
me,
the whole project.
it's basically learning who the fuck I am
Mm.
and just not putting any limits to my emotions in that way. Cause I'm usually I used to be like a very closed up person. I sometimes like struggle with that shit still. Like I used to be like the most hateful person. Like somebody made something that I really liked, and I used to be like, nah, bro, fuck that. That's super trash. And it used to be like really fucking good, you know what I'm saying? Just because I wasn't ready emotionally to dive into that per se.
But what made you change?
Fucking graduating high school, dude. Fat.
Getting that
Graduating
diploma?
high school changed my life, man.
I can feel
Wow,
that.
dude. Like, like there was no pressure on my back. I was like, man, I made it out. I'm good. Like, I'm good. I feel good. I'm out of here. That was like the biggest like struggle in my life. It has to be fucking high school.
Well, how come
Man,
it was just like, what I mean, were you getting bullied and all that? Was it just like just
oh
a
hell no.
terrible fucking experience?
I like I tripped myself up all the time. Like I was my worst enemy. Like hey, you have a project due in 3 weeks. Nah, let me do it the last day. Let me do it 6 hours before it's due. Fuck it, I don't care. I was like crippling myself ever since I can remember, and like I never got out of it for whatever reason. I just didn't want to understand how badly I was treating myself. I never wanted to like take a step back and look at, hey dude, you're not treating yourself like a human being. Like you literally don't give a shit about yourself right now. And like the whole pressures of high school like just piled up on everything. Like everything was just a conglomerate of bullshit that I never understood until like I was able to take out that high school pressure off, and I noticed like, man, I really need some professional help. I'm not okay. That was it for me. And after that happened, it was like I felt free, man. I felt free. Like
After that.
everything started to make sense to me. Like, dude, it's just life. Like it's sometimes gonna suck. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be shitty. It's gonna be amazing. But don't get stuck on like the little itty bitty like shitty things. It's whatever. It's gonna happen till the day you die, man. It was a huge like revelation to me to understand that nothing fucking matters unless it matters to you. That was a huge like mind fuck to me.
Yeah, you mean if you don't put the dedication and the effort into becoming whatever you want to be, whether you want to be, um, a singer or whatever, a doctor and stuff, if you don't feel, you know, fully hearted on it, I feel like you can't move beyond other shit. And also, if you don't fix the past stuff, like, because to me, it sounds like you had some stuff in the past that it was just you kept carrying you throughout high school, and to the point that you couldn't even focus on even finishing the project.
Exactly. Like it was just I never could move on from stuff. I always used to like hold grudges, insignificant grudges. Like I still suffer from my pettiness. I'm super petty. I still suffer from that. Like to this day. But
But that's
that's like
but that's human, bro. Honestly, I mean, that's not a bad thing too. We've all
and I
gone through that.
understood the fact that it's the most human thing to sometimes feel petty, to sometimes feel like you want to hold a grudge, to sometimes feel like you want to run around naked because you're happy as shit.
Hmm.
It's the most human thing in the world. And when I understood that, and it like became real to me that, hey dude, yeah, problems are a thing in life. It like it made me want to like I wouldn't change anything that I did because like it made me like as conscious of myself as I am right now. So working towards becoming more self-aware. But once I realized that everything happens because it's just how life works and it happens to everybody in different levels, it just became like my normal life to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's like one of those life events that you have to go through. I mean, sadly, you had to go through it when you're, adolescent. So like when you in your young age, but like, you know what I mean. But it's a good thing that you went through that because you want to be the man that you are right now, and with your music that you're coming out, the shit's coming out fire. So it's like I feel like you even, all the struggles that you did in the past, you're almost like expressing with your music that you are currently doing, which is like fantastic. I think that's the most therapeutical thing you could do is like express yourself when it comes to like your music, or even if you could sing or rap, fucking just do it on the mic.
Exactly. Like it's like pouring yourself out there willingly. Like, hey man, I'm feeling like this. There you go. Make another song. I felt like this way that day. Here you go. Experience it with me. Go through my emotional journey with me. Like I'm not hiding anything in a sense. This is it's like yeah, it's like yeah, there's no other way to put it. Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
like going through your emotional phases and being like, yeah, this is what I felt like. This is what came out. Enjoy. Whether, enjoy.
And that's what makes like your fans even dedicated more with you because they can relate to you and they see who you really are. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing I feel like artists need to do is like, you know what I mean? Because it's kind of crazy because there is that misconception of like, yeah, you are the artist, so you are the upside down. But should you separate that from Dave? Like, how do you mix both in
I
together?
mean, to me, it's pretty much like Dave, like myself, is like still like struggling to be open about like myself a whole lot more. And then when I look at myself from the music perspective, it's like, dude, you can totally do it. Like you can be expressive and you can open yourself to it. You can be vulnerable. That's the word. You can be vulnerable. I'm allowing myself to be vulnerable through the whole music project. Like there's like I've learned like little itty bitty things about myself just like by making a certain beat, um, making a certain song, mixing my mom's vocals, mixing whatever the fuck. You just learn about like how to work with people, how to like stop being super not inclusive and just like being super shut off from the world, and just basically allowing myself to be like feel those emotions that I've been like suppressing, and just like allowing myself, yeah, the vulnerability thing is huge right now.
No, it's something to work on, man. Like it's a really that's one thing I struggle on, being vulnerable and like communicating how you feel too. It's really hard as a guy. I don't know about you, but like, we go in
Yeah.
relationships and just like, you're sitting down with your girl and your girl's like, let's talk about, you're like, really, I don't really want to talk about my demons, man. Cause it sounds like you had some dark demons when it came to in high school, or even maybe it would have beyond that. And, um, were you glad when you found music? Were you like, oh, thank God I can have a reason to, instead of talking to some asshole therapist, I can express my feelings through music?
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Like back in 2016, I was like still like developing like my personal music taste and whatever. And then this R&B artist, Black, released Free Black, and I swear to God, dude, I felt that man was talking to me. Like I just felt like, whoa, like, I feel very exposed right now for some reason.
He's very
What the
good. I love
dude?
Black.
Like, what? And then after that, it like shit just like slowly started to make sense to me. Like, okay, maybe it's not bad if you're vulnerable. Maybe it's not bad if you want to talk about some shit sometime. Maybe it's not that bad, dude. But then going through like fucking therapists, I was like fucking 13 or some shit. Like, dude, fuck them therapists. Fuck them, dude. Up until I found like my really cool, awesome, like God bless her, my fucking therapist when I was like 17 or some shit. Dude,
Hmm.
that woman changed my life forever, dude. I thank her so much for like just allowing me to name my problems. That was a huge thing for me. How do you feel? Why do you feel that? Oh, that's why? Then that's it. Don't overwork yourself. That's how you feel. That's why you feel it. Cool. That's it. That's all you need to know, you know?
And you would just, would you be like, would you be hard on yourself because you felt certain situations? You're like, what do you mean? Why am I so pissed off about this? Why am I like, were you that to the
Yeah,
point?
dude. It was like the most like selfish thing to do, like not allowing myself to understand that it was okay to want to talk about these things. I was like, man, I want to talk about it, but why do you want to do that? No, man, fuck that. No, hell no. People don't have to know. People don't have to fucking know that you're not okay. No, no, dude. Hell no. People don't have to know shit about you. But then, like, as I grew up and like I turned 18, 19, now I'm 20, and I was just like, dude, I wanna tell people how I feel. Like I feel good when I just tell people, whether it be like, hey man, I feel like shit today, and that's just right there. Or hey man, I'm feeling super happy today. I like to let people know. Like I learned that I like that. It helps me just to ease my mind and to like I want to normalize the fact that I feel like shit sometimes. It's fucking normal. I want to normalize that for myself more
Is
than anything.
is it because you feel like you can't go to anybody and talk to?
I don't allow myself to go to the people that are willing to understand and listen to me. I don't allow myself to like talk to not even my parents sometimes, like yeah, we're here for you, Dave, or whatever. And then I'm just like, yeah, no. Nope. No way in hell you're here for me. Like no way in hell. And then it was just pretty much understanding that, hey dude, it's okay to speak and not make any sense. Just talk. Just let everything out. Whether you go from a certain topic here, you immediately jump to a topic from 7 years ago. who cares? It's what you're feeling. It's like too many things going on. You have to learn where they are, where they sit. How do you feel about them now? How you used to feel? How you think you're gonna feel? Like you can't head away from your feelings all your life.
No, because then you're gonna push it off later, and then soon enough to your wife or your kids or whatever, spouse you're gonna have. It's like, it's good that you're targeting it right now. You have to. That's a big step when it comes to musicians and anybody that wants. Because in a way, it's like we all don't want to be narcissistic, but in a way, what we're doing is narcissistic. It's like, you think your music's great enough that people will like it. You that narcissistic to the point that, do you feel like people will care about your shit. And it's not a bad thing at all. But that's one thing that we all have to work on and stuff. And you know what I mean? It's good that you're tackling those shit. That's a really, really. Have you ever expressed that before on your platforms or anything like that, or it was just something you kind of wanted to put off?
Not like on my platform as of late, not really, because I've literally told all my friends about it. Like up to now, literally all my close homies know exactly what the fuck was going on. Like
Hmm.
I've already put that to the side, like, nah man, like, and now I find myself talking to them a lot more, like, hey dude, this happened to me. I need some help. Do you want to just listen? Do you want to like give me some advice? Like whatever you need. I just need somebody to listen to me. And me knowing that I have those people in my corner, dude, everything changed. Everything fucking changed ever since they made me understand that, dude, we're here. We're fucking here. That's like, yeah, we're the homies, man. That's what we're here for.
And that's great to have a circle like that, man. Because there's I mean, I get it. There's moments that you just don't want to explain shit to anybody. You're just like, yo, bro, I'm just feeling this way. I don't need to share it and stuff. But I mean, for me, I feel like it would be a good moment since people are just feeling like shit right now. What's going on? I feel like right now it's like the perfect time for you just to express the shit that you're going on. Like even make it like a mini vlog of a diary, just like expressing like how you went from like being in high school, because I know a lot of people that have that same feeling about high school. And so, it's weird because I never had that experience. I actually had a great time in high school, but there's a lot of people that high school was fucking miserable, whether it was the people, the teachers, shit going back and home. But you know what I mean? That's what what impresses me about you. It's just like you didn't never let that stop you from doing what you're gonna do. Making music in general. You actually twisted it, and you're like, you know what? I can fix my issues with just expressing myself through music. Not a lot of people have that outlet.
Yeah, like that. It's because I felt like um when I was like what, maybe 16, 17, I bought my first MIDI controller, thinking about like, okay, like music's gonna get me through high school. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go. And I was like super hype about it. Bought myself like I was gonna become like an FL Studio man way back.
For
Thank God
sure.
it didn't happen. Thank fucking God.
Hey, what you saying about FL Studio? There's whack ass beats in there.
No, no, I'm just like, it's the memes, bro. It's the memes. Don't
Yeah,
hate
for
me,
sure.
community. Don't hate me. Yeah, like it was like I was gonna I bought the MIDI controller, got myself a laptop. I tried to like install everything on my computer, and like I couldn't. Like there was like for some fucking reason, like I couldn't install like fucking Ableton. I couldn't install FL. Like there was like the fucking computer specs were not there. Like there was no way I could run not even half a program.
It just
And
wasn't running smoothly, or it was just
no, like there was just no way I could like even put it on the computer. You know what I'm saying? That it would crash. Everything would just die out,
jeez.
and like it just burn my computer to death. And I gave up on that shit. And I was like, dude, fuck it. I'm gonna go through high school by myself. I'm just gonna keep on listening to music, and I'm gonna find shit to do. And then after the whole graduation thing, I was like, I took a year off. Like I didn't do shit for a year,
Hmm.
and then I turned 19 a little after my 19th birthday. I was like, man, I think it's time. Like I feel ready. Like I feel like I'm in a emotionally stable place where I can just open myself up to whatever the fuck comes along in this music shit. And then I just started getting like sound engineering courses and all that shit. And I mean, a year later of making beats, I find myself right now where I am right now. And I mean, fuck, the best decision I've ever made in my life, dude. Facts.
Yeah, it changed
Yeah,
your life, man. Just fucking opening that door and just like getting busy with the shit, man. Like what? So FL Studio. So you were about to do FL Studio, but you changed to Logic. Are you now in Logic?
yeah, like I got a Mac like a year ago, exactly a year ago, and that was it for me. I was like my sound engineering teacher like gave me his Logic, and I was like, "Oh shit, thanks man, appreciate it." And then I started just going at it every single day, like learning how to like the whole frequencies and the cables and the fucking setting up microphones and whatever other bullshit. And on the side, I was just like making little beats here and there, showing them to like my teacher and shit. He was like, "Okay, this is good, this is bad," and I was like, "Okay, awesome." Like, I don't feel I don't feel threatened when somebody's not liking it. Okay, this is great. Let me just dive in a little bit more into it. And then I mean, fuck, a year went by real quick, real fucking quick, and I'm just like improving and currently learning how to play the piano. That's my goal.
Is that the one of your goals of just like trying to be more musical theory
Yeah,
expert or?
like I want to be able to like listen to a sample and like, oh, okay, these are those chords. Fuck yeah, let me make them. So that way I can like take my shit to like a fucking outer space levels.
No, that's good, man. That's you're sharpening your tools so you can be expert in your craft, which I think is genius, man. Especially right now, take the time to take these lessons, take these mixing lessons. I think that's the most important right now. Is like being crazy dedicated about the shit that you want to do in life, and that's for you it's music and music production. So any opportunity you can collab with people, like the whole something new, that shit's fire. And you know what I mean, like that was so smart of you to like you guys meeting up together and just kind of working together, and because it helps you in the future to work with other people too.
Hell yeah, like that's really big to me because like you understand like it's not always going to be about you. Like you have to understand that if you're, for example, if you're mixing somebody for something else, if you mix it to your taste, it's like okay, but dude, it's not your song. It's their song. You have to mix it to their liking. Like, yeah, you can have your first mix up, send it to them, and they're gonna be like, yeah, I don't like this. I like this. You don't have to feel threatened by that shit because it's not your song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to be willing to understand people's opinions and where they want to go. You have to understand. To me, it's really big understanding other people's vision and where they want to go. That way it's you can either whether you fuck with it or not, it's your decision. If you like it, hop on it and just go along with it. And y'all are gonna end up making crazy shit together.
Yeah, it's about understanding both each other and like what the project, like whoever's the owner of it. If it like for instance, if that was your project, you would go a different way, right?
Exactly. If it was mine, I would definitely do it my way and keep it mine. I would do anything to make it sound as me as possible. Like if the mix has a really not that big of a bass and the drums aren't hitting, I want the shit to hit because that's just my personal taste. And if it were somebody else's project and they want the drums to be like not the main thing, I have to respect that and be willing to put myself aside to make the best project and best collaboration together.
That's good, man. That's good that you fucking learned that this early. Because I would say that was the hardest part for me is letting my ego down and just being like, almost taking myself off the project. I would a lot of time I would like be collabing with the project, and this was early on, and I would be too attached to the project, not knowing this is not my project. And it took me a while to understand that, to collabing more with people and understanding, hey, okay, I implemented they only their objective your objective when you jump on someone's project is to put your twist onto it. It's not really to put your direction on it. If they ask, for instance, if they don't ask, then I sometimes don't even say shit. I just like, all right, this is what I put in. But it's so cool that you already understand that. Like in the beginning, you're already developing that. And that's why I'm saying this is so important that you are like you working yourself, because some people don't work themselves, they don't take care of themselves, and then at the end they fuck themselves over when they get to the top because they're mentally not ready to work with other people.
Exactly. It's like even it like goes back to like being in school and like understanding that if you're on a group project, everybody has to put in the same amount of work. Like, but it never used to be that way. It should always be like the one person did everything, the other two never did shit and just like went over the notes and presented it, and you're done. Like I used to be the I don't do shit kind of person in the group projects. Not gonna lie, was a bad toxic friend in high school. But like when it came to the music and I started making shit with Victor, or even sitting down with like my mom and just like making a beat for her and like, hey, do you like this? Do you like this? Do you not like that? And her being the most fucking straightforward human being in the fucking world.
Yeah, he was like, man,
That
that shit's
hurt.
trash.
Fucking hurt when she was like, "Nah, I don't like that. That's shit." And I was like, "Fuck. Okay, damn."
Does your mom sing? I never asked. Are your parents like? Do they have a musical background or?
Well, my mom used to be like is a singer. Used to be a singer, like a full on singer, like fucking years ago. Released one record, and after that, it kind of died out for her. She opened up for like a really big like flamenco Spanish artist here, like a couple years back,
Oh wow.
and up until I started making music, I was like, man, let me bring my mom back into the shit. Like, I know she like that. This is what she grew up doing. Like, she owns one of the local radio stations here in Nicaragua and everything. Like, um,
Oh no shit. So she runs the whole radio station. Is she like program director or?
no, yeah, it's hers pretty much.
Oh
Like,
wow.
she asked me like, hey, do you have any new music for the any new thing came out that's supposed to be on the radio but isn't, like, and I just give her a list of songs that recently came out, like, yeah, you should probably look into this and that. I talked to the to the programmers, and I'm like, hey, do you have this, do you have that? And like, I'm very inclusive of my mom to like be like very about what's going on right now in the music scene. She's very like keen on keeping it up to date compared to other radio stations here, because they're just like stuck in like 2016 pop still, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
the rating's gonna go down. Like you never thought of being involved with the radio station and stuff, like kind of being like maybe on air, appearance
yes
or.
and no, up until as of recently that I've gotten a little bit more confident about like what I'm doing, because I don't want to like not know what the fuck I'm doing and like go on air and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I want to be able to like understand like where the music comes from, how hard it is to fucking make music and to put it out there and have the balls to do it. So like, you can't really criticize music as bad as you used to when you've never made music. Because when you start making it, it's like, oh shit, this is actually really hard. Like, okay, I'm not gonna trash it as bad as I would, if I don't like it.
Yeah, you respect the craft more because you're
Yeah,
just like, holy
like,
shit. Like, it's funny. Yeah, it's true. When you're just like a casual listener, you listen to a beat, you're like, man, how the fuck did that get on the radio? That shit's
yeah,
trash. And then you try to recreate it, and you're like, man, I don't know. I don't know how they did it. So,
yeah, dude. It's like, yeah, it's like a fucking truck running you over. Like, man, this is fucking difficult, dude. This is fucking work. Like, you need to fucking work to even get to like a standard where like the casual ears are gonna be drawn to it. Whether it's this genre, the other genre. If it sounds good enough for the casual ear, you're doing something good. 100%.
with your whole inspirations, like, do you get it from like your parents? Like, it sounds like since your mom's been, all her life she was been in a musical background. Would you say you get your more of your musical inspirations through your mom than anybody?
Like, yeah, both actually. My mom and dad. Like, my dad's like a really like big music head, like Phil Collins to U2, like that type of shit. This man is like I remember like there's hella like old like family videos of like us like dancing around the room when we were like kids and shit to like old CDs of like Phil Collins concerts, and like the man's just like killing the drums in the air tonight solo, like going ham, and like we're just like going crazy watching that shit. And my mom just like making me listen to like the old ass like Spanish like flamenco fucking shit, just like me going like that. I think that's why I don't like it right now, because like, dude, I'm fucking done. Like I spent
Yeah.
all my life listening to that shit. I'm done, mom. Like don't like get off my ass about that. Like I like it, but nah, come on, like come on, dude.
But I guarantee you give it like, for instance, let's say you move out to the US, give it like 10 years, you start listening to that, you're gonna be like, man, I fucking miss. I was the same way, dude. I would listen to like my family would love Alejandro Fernandez, and they would just play the shit out of it. I was like, man, this shit's like, I'm tired of it. But then like recently, just like a couple months, I've just been back to listening to that style. I'm like, man, now that makes sense where my inspiration comes from.
Yeah, I feel that. To me, like that's really big. Like the kind of music that your parents play around you, like that's it sticks with you like for the rest of your life. If you're like even just a casual listener or not, like it's just gonna stick to you, and it's gonna like be like sort of like your mold to go off of. Okay, do you want to find new music? Okay, you're gonna find music that reminds you of home, that reminds you of shit that you've been listening to your entire life, type shit.
Yeah, I mean it's that's what creates tracks, man. Like I feel like you can't go to for me. What's difficult about making music is like going to a studio, not having a thought, not even having a single idea, and just looking at my fucking DAW and just trying to come out with something. And 9 out of 10 times it never works. What is one thing that helps you when you get into production? Do you have like a ritual, or do you have anything that you do before you hit the studio? Do you like start listening to music, or what's your
Um,
ritual?
what I usually do is I play the Black's album Free Black from top to bottom, like run through it, and I'm just like I'm in my comfort zone. That to me is my comfort zone. When I listen to that, I'm put in an emotional mental state where I know how I'm feeling. I can relate to the tracks. I remember when I first heard them. I remember how they made me feel. And then after I listen to that, I'm like, okay, now let's like go find a sample. Let's make a drum pattern. Now let's find a cool 808 to work off. Now off of that, it makes me want to go make music. I don't do anything much besides like running through that album from head to toe as like fucking a Bible. That's like my religion as of late.
What like, I know the fucking album is great. It's fantastic. You guys gotta go check it out. Black is sick. He's a really good fucking singer, R&B singer. He's made really good hits.
So
Fucking, but what specifically that album has made you so inspired? Is it just his wording, or is it like the beats that he jumps on, or what is it?
it's how like how very overly simple the beats are and how easily he carries that with the vocal, like the mix between the beats and him just like going at it and like fighting each other, but like in the best way possible. To me, that's something that I want to get to. I want to make the most simple, awesome sounding shit that allows for somebody to fucking go crazy on it. I want somebody to hop on my beats and like kill that shit. I need that. That's like heaven to me. That's cloud nine.
That's the goal. That's the goal for your
Yeah, like
project. Is just
how
to be.
easily that dude just like sings and like harmonizes over the most fucking cookie cutter drum patterns at times. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck, dude? Like I'm over here killing myself trying to make the most intricate fucking percussion hi-hats fucking craziness. And I'm like, whoa, he just made like a 1/16th hi-hat go crazy. How? I wanna do that. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Simplicity is the key, man. That's why I try to preach everything. Like, if you listen to my music, it's pretty fucking simple. There's nothing. The craziest part will probably be the drop, or like, but it's the drop instrument. It's nothing like to the drums. Maybe I'll go crazy when it comes to remixes, but I feel you, man. I feel like simplicity is the key, man. That's why you hear these TikTok songs. They're so fucking simple, bro. They're not difficult
Yeah.
at all. People, it's easy to hear.
It's like the whole what, what was this song? It was fucking shit. What was
Which
this song? It's like
what song you talking about?
it's one of these TikTok songs that really popped off like not too long ago, like maybe last year.
There's been
It's
many of them, man. There's one that's like, I think over hitting like 200 million plays because it's been that
it,
good.
it's Fast by Sueco the Child. That song that he popped off because of that. Like DJ Mustard signed him and everything. I think.
Hmm.
I think it was him. Or done him, or at least he was in the co-sign YouTube videos from Genius, and Mustard co-signed him in the videos.
Oh shit.
Yeah, some shit like that. But that Waco the Child guy, if you listen to the beat from Fast, it's the most like West Coasty simple beat with a fat bass or some really snappy drums and a really catchy melody with the dude going ham on that shit. And I'm like, whoa, it's very simple.
It
And
gives a lot of room for the artist, the singer. That's why I love simple beats, man. When I create them, I just, especially if you know, I feel like you can make intricate beats if there's no singers. Like if you want, for instance, you have nobody to jump on there. That, I think that's the time that you can make it crazy. But when it comes to people being on it, I feel like simpler the better, bro. I tend to, it just works.
yeah, it's like when you listen to Drake when he goes into his like Latin dance hall vibes, it's like the most simple reggaeton shit, and he's like going crazy on the vocals, and it's like, whoa, the beats have like little intricacies here and there, but it's never that like, holy shit, he did this and he did that in the beat, holy fuck. No, it's always that like how he plays with leaving the with letting the beat ride in a couple seconds, and then he coming back with a different flow, and then the cutting back on the singing, letting it ride, letting it breathe. Like that, it's like it's crazy to me how simple the biggest songs are. So how easily you can like think about it. So you identify, okay, there's this instrument, there's that instrument. Oh shit, there aren't any more. Holy fuck, I'm doing something wrong. Definitely, it makes you like think about when you send beats to people, and you said
Just don't overthink shit, man. That's what Kenny Beats says, and I preach it, man. Just like you can't
love
overthink.
that man, dude.
He's a genius, bro. But like with the upcoming music, you have stuff coming out this week, right?
Yeah, it's the first song me and my mom made. We're finished, but yeah,
Oh shit! So how did that project started? You had a track that you wanted your mom to jump on?
I had made like a beat, a very simple like 120 BPM, very like slow drums, R&B ish. And then like it was fucking raining that day, and I just like pointed my phone up to the fucking ceiling. I was like, okay, let me record the rain for a minute. It's gonna make it even better because I was like, I remember the whole like ambiance shit Kenny Beats was talking about. Like if you just make something really simple, you put like some birds or some kids in the background, like oh shit. I just thought of that, and I recorded the rain and put it on the beat, and I was like, whoa, dude, this is it, chief. This is fucking it. I like if you make something more, you're gonna fuck it up. Don't just put the rain on it, you're done. You're fucking done. And then I had made that maybe like a month before my mom heard it, and she was like, "Hey, hey," and I was like, "Hey," and then it was just like a matter of finding the right time to just sit down and like pick apart the idea of what we wanted to make, and ended up going for a pseudo like a humming scat cover of "Free" by Black. That's why that's to me is why the song means so much to me, because like immediately as she heard it, she was like, "Hey, this it's got that. I mean, you can put that melody on there." She started like humming it, and I was like, "Whoa, you're right." And that's where that idea came from, like a pseudo cover of that song.
That's dope, bro. I think that's the coolest story about like collabing with your parents and stuff because it's like,
Yeah, like it was like me and her had been like trying to make some shit for a while, but it never hit. Like we always came to a hit. We always clashed. Like it was like, man, what the fuck? Like hell no, let's fucking quit. Nah, we're done. We're done.
disagreements and stuff. That's why
Yeah,
I love like Latin moms, man. They'd be so fucking brutal, but like caring at the end, they love you with all their heart, but they'll tell you
yeah.
that
It's
shit's
like
whack as fuck.
it's like you can like I played her a beat this one time, and then she was like, yeah, let me try and sing, and I was like, mom, but like you're not hitting it right. You're supposed to start here, not there. And she was like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, what? And I was like, you have
Hmm.
to start there. Like, you have to start where the fucking drum starts. And she was like, no, I don't want to. And I was like, mom, no, you got to. Like, what? It
Yeah.
was like the most like flashy shit.
So it sounds like you guys are not gonna go on tour together.
I mean, if we do, it's gonna be like the most like
Stressful. Yeah, I get
gross.
you. There's certain people you're just like, man, you're talented, but I don't think I could fucking last a week with you and the Studs.
Yeah, and like well, like the second we finished the whole vocals, I was like, holy fuck, like I feel realized right now. This is it. Like it felt like such a good emotion to like have a song with like your parents, you know what I mean? And then finishing the mix and whatever, and then sending it to my dad, and he was like, "Whoa, what the fuck? This is fucking great!" And I was like, "Hell yeah, this is it!" Like, if both of my parents like it, I know it's it because they're the ones who are gonna tell me like, "Nah," I mean, and it fucking burns my soul when they don't like some shit.
Yeah, they'll
Which
be truthful, and that's good that you can trust your parents that way, man. And I think it's in the future too. It's gonna be such a great memory too with you and your parents, like with you and your mom, especially when it comes to like releasing music together. And you know what I mean. That's a special moment, man. So, what's the name of the track that's gonna come
it's
out?
basically free, but like in
Free.
Spanish, like libre.
I'll leave it. Okay. So that's gonna be out everywhere, right?
Sure.
Spotify. So go check that out, man. Fucking Dave, man. Thanks for jumping on, dude. It was great just breaking down shit. Just being vulnerable, man. Honestly, I love that you were just like being so true to yourself and just letting that go. Like, bro, I have difficult moments in certain part of my life that's helped me make music.
Yeah, man. Like, and I appreciate you like for the platform, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. My goal is just to fucking bring out your guys' stories because I think everybody's so unique in their way, man. Like, you mean for instance, you, man, when it comes to like the music and just being very mature at your age about this music stuff. You know, a lot of people are not that. I'll even be truthful for myself. I still work on that shit, but it's cool that you're honest to yourself. That's like, I have problems and I need to work on it, but I'm going to work on it now so I don't in the future don't fuck it up for my, achievements that I want to make or goals that I want to do with my music. So I really respect that, brother, and just keep going, man. Cause like something new when fucking you and Victor released that shit, I was like, dude, that's a vibe, bro. That's a fucking vibe.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm super proud of that shit. Like, fuck, dude. I had been waiting months for that shit to come out. I was so happy. He was like, dude, it's time. And I was like, hell yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, man, that guy's a genius too. So check out Victor as well, and something new's out. And bro, so yeah, thank you so much for jumping on the podcast. Is there anything you're gonna you got any upcoming dates? I don't know if you guys are still shut down with the COVID.
I mean, here, I mean, in Nicaragua, people don't give a fuck about that shit, which I hate. Like, it's like,
They're just like fuck the
like
mask.
dude, if I'm gonna get it, well, I'm gonna get it. If you, that's life. And I'm like, bro, no, fuck no. Wear your mask. Wear
That's
your fucking
wild.
mask. Wear your fucking masks,
Wear your
please. That's
fucking
my
mask,
message.
guys. Get out of my face if you're not wearing the fucking mask, dude. That's
That's
wild,
my
dude.
message. Wear your fucking mask, please. Stop this pandemic
You
from
get it.
fucking spreading.
You should have a can of like Lysol and start spraying motherfuckers as they get near you and be like, dude, that's wild, man. I can't understand that people just that's so selfish in a point. Then no one's
Yeah.
gonna fuck. But bro, all right, bro, be safe, man. Thanks for jumping on, dude. And make sure you followed Dave at his Instagram. What's your Instagram?
At the upside down without an E.
Okay, without an E.
Oh,
And then you're on Spotify, you're on SoundCloud, every fucking thing.
every fucking thing. I'm on there. Just
Jump
look
on.
me.
You got TikTok?
I had one account, and then I like scrapped it. Had another account, scrapped it, and then I'm on my way to making the third one because like the third one's a charm kind of thing. So like I'm working towards that.
Jump on TikTok, bro. Because I think that'd be so cool to see you break down the beats, and then like even you and your mom like collabing and stuff. I think it'd just be the coolest like story as like, you know what I mean, to show people that's like, you know what I mean. I think that would be nice to see that as part of you as Dave, or you know, as the project Upside Down.
Like it would be like you're going back to the whole vulnerability. Like, yeah, this is me. This is my mom. This is how we made it. Here you go.
For sure. All right, Dave. Take care, brother. I'll see you in the next one.
Appreciate you, bro.
See you guys. Like what I said, guys, Dave is a fantastic guy. Hit him up on Instagram. All the other platforms, I think he's on there. Just go check him out, man. He's a good, humble guy, and it's kind of nice because it kind of reminds me of who I was when I was younger. But how mature he was when we were talking about like him like collabing with other people and being mature about like, you know what I mean, like putting his feelings besides the project. So because that's the one thing I struggled the most is when I was first starting out, is thinking that every project is my vision, and it's not. I mean, I think that's the one tip I can give to young producers or any producer right now that's starting out, is that sometimes projects are not in your vision, and that's what makes it great, because then you can grow yourself too. You can find out what limits you could push yourself and vice versa. So hopefully you guys took so much out of this podcast. I did, definitely. And then for my case, right now I don't have anything releasing, but sometime soon. I can't wait for the next track. I just got done with it, and I'm pretty pumped about it. It's another level of SUGA BROWN that is pushing the envelope of music. So I'm really excited, guys. I've been having so much fun with music, the podcast with all these other guests and stuff. So I'm excited. Thank you so much for showing so much love to me. And yeah, guys, and that's pretty much it. So I'll see you in the next one.
Baby.